Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here. And today we're actually going to be talking about the TAA, or the Trade Agreements Act. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is a U.S. federal law that prohibits federal agencies from acquiring products from specific countries. Now, for example, if you wanted to go ahead, if you're a federal agency and you wanted to go ahead and buy technology that was manufactured in, let's say, China or Iran or somewhere else, you are expressly forbidden from doing that. And a lot of corporations that deal with technology that work in the United States know this. And so those things that they sell to the U.S. government typically have a higher price tag, but they are also certified as TAA compliant, meaning they were assembled or manufactured within the United States or a TAA compliant country like our friends to the north in Canada. Now with that, let's talk about Fortinet, because they're on the hot seat right now and just settled one of these allegations, and I'd like to talk about that right now. Now, an unnamed employee, this is according to the lawsuit, directed others at Fortinet to include phrases designed in the USA and Canada or assembled in the United States before the products were sold to distributors who then resold those things to the government. Now, one of these distributors ended up selling Fortinet firewalls to the U.S. military, specifically the U.S. Marine Corps. Now, Fortinet just settled that lawsuit, which is basically a violation of the False Claims Act, by agreeing to pay $400,000 and also provide the U.S. Marine Corps with $145,000 in TAA compliant certified equipment. I'm guessing firewalls, given that is Fortinet's primary product. Now, this all stems from a 2016 lawsuit by a man named Yuxing Fang, and I apologize if I'm screwing that up. This person worked for Fortinet in Vancouver, Canada. Now, Fang alleged that Fortinet manufactured its products in Taiwan and mainland China, while certifying that those products were actually built in TAA-designated countries. In one case, one of the security vendors that were buying these, thinking they're TAA certified, resold these firewalls to the U.S. Air Force. So now we've got two branches of the military. In another case, 32 Fortinet firewalls, which were valued at about $390,000, were sold via distributor to a reseller and then invoiced as TAA-compliant inventory when the firewalls were, and I quote, exclusively produced in China. Fang also alleges that he was told by his superiors to rework shipments of products, which he understood as relabeling the products that had a Made in China logo on them. Now, Fortinet has obviously settled, and they've said this is an isolated incident with a rogue employee, but it begs the question that, okay, if you're manufacturing your firewalls in China, which I'm assuming is rather inexpensive, you have to have a wing that is manufacturing them in another country that is basically more expensive to manufacture, which means it's more expensive for the government, but it ensures the security of that product. We've had issues and incidents with supply chain hacking. If you guys remember, I want to say 6 months ago, about the whole super micro supply chain hacking. I'm not going to, sit here and adjudicate that thing again. I think we've been over that on and on, but the whole reason why we do this is that we ensure that the supply chain is basically in a country that we know is going to be a staunch ally of the United States. Hence the Trade Agreements Act. So take that for what it's worth. But Fortinet is in the hot seat. Fortinet has settled this, and hopefully we're not going to see more of this. But basically the U.S. government, especially when it comes to the military and other sensitive branches, are usually very strenuously looking into stuff like this. And so $400,000 is probably a slap on the wrist for Fortinet, but here we go. So I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Should we not even care about this? Who cares if this happened? Or should we really maintain this privacy and accuracy in our supply chain to ensure that branches of the government, in this case, the United States government, are maintaining their proper security? So let me know. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.